this is my review of Mob Psycho 100. Okay, so in this episode, Reagan and Mob are called down by a wealthy businessman to go investigate a evil spirit. Once they arrive at the mansion of said owner, they actually meet the Sun Psychic group for the first time. The Sun Psychic Association, or whatever they're called, the Sun Psychic Group Association, whatever the word is, but after meeting the Sun Psychics, he runs into Benjamari Shinra, who has already been established to be a member, and also their president, Kirin Jodo, who is renowned as one of the more powerful psychics in the area, and case in point, despite being an old man, he's in fact very powerful, as we see later in the episode. It quickly becomes apparent that Kirin is very dismissive of other people. He dismisses that Reagan had any method of actually dispelling the dragger, and believes that Reagan made up the whole story. So, yeah, already Kirin is shown to be a very vain person who doesn't believe in other people's abilities because he believes everybody is lying if they don't have any actual tangible proof. But eventually we meet the owner of the mansion, Minori Asagiri, who asks everybody in the room to help him cure his daughter Minori. So Minori is shown to be in a soundproof room with a one-way mirror, and is tied to the bed to keep the evil spirit from lashing out. As he points out, no doctors were able to identify what she was, and in the manga, it's actually implied that she killed one of the doctors. So should be noted that there is definitely something wrong with Minori. Reagan volunteers to go first and investigate what's going on, but then everybody else goes up into an uproar because they were all there first, and Reagan kind of just showed up later. I should also point out that Matsuo is there. I did forget to bring up, but Matsuo is there watching the whole thing. If you don't remember him, he was the guy who was in charge of the evil spirits from the 7th Division of Claw. So, he's also trying to go on the narrow and straight, so he's there as well to try and learn from the best. So, he's not important to the episode at all. He's just kind of there, but I figured I would bring him up because he does wind up playing a bigger role in the next episode. So I thought I would bring him up now before I forgot. But anyway, after realizing everybody is arguing over who wants to go first, Musashi volunteers that they play rock paper scissors for it. And Reagan wins, mainly by disorienting his opponents by saying that he's going to throw out paper, or maybe he'll throw out scissors. Unfortunately for him, everybody assumed he was going to throw out paper, and he won. So yeah, he actually wound up winning and just kind of defeated everybody. But yeah, afterwards he goes in and talks to Minori and has a conversation with her, and Minori tells him a story about how her father had gotten noticeably more cruel, letting different people touch her, and how he tied her to the bed, and how he's kind of changed and has been physically abusive to her. And Reagan promises to go talk to her dad. At which point, every single member of the Sun Psychic Union actually turns against Musashi, pointing out that the reason he tied his daughter up wasn't because she had an evil spirit in her, but rather because she was changing as a teenager and he couldn't cope with it. However, Reagan dismisses their fears and ideas, pointing out that everybody who thought that she was actually telling the truth should go home, as he noticed that there were actually several inconsistencies with her story. Notably that she switched between father and Poppy at the drop of a hat, which are kind of interchangeable, but it's kind of weird that she would do it in the same sentence. And he also pointed out that he felt like he was talking more to an adult rather than he was a kid, Mob's age. So, yeah, he definitely felt like something was off. And he also pointed out that she immediately identified it as a psychic, despite him never saying otherwise. But at this point, it's when Minori is revealed to actually be possessed by an evil spirit. She breaks the one-way glass window, and tells everybody that to try and stop her, pointing out that that the spirit's just kind of bored and just wants to get it over with. At which point Dimple immediately identifies what's going on, and explains who the evil spirit actually is. According to Dimple, he immediately recognizes the voice, and according to Dimple, it's actually an old Esper named Keiji Mogami, who died, but notably during his lifetime, he was a little bit cruel. He was one of the greatest Espers of his time, but he also had a darker side, as he was also a paid assassin who would use his psychic powers to kill people, mainly so that he could make ends meet and also help pay his mother's medical bills. And having to deal with both the deaths of the living and the dead every day, it slowly took a toll on him, and he eventually decided to take his vengeance out on the rest of the world by absorbing enough spirit energy into his body so that he could become a very powerful evil spirit when he died. And he succeeded, because Minori is able to effortlessly destroy every single Esper in the room when they try to exorcise her. Because now Mogami is just using his full powers now that he's been exposed, and he's using his full powers to just destroy, to just mess with everybody. After a while, it gets to be both Kieran and Mob's turn. Kieran goes first, because of course he does, and tries to use his full powers to exorcise Mogami from Minori's body, but he fails and winds up getting possessed himself and starts attacking people, and eventually Reagan drop kicks him and sends the evil spirit tumbling out of his body. But Reagan in the process is attacked by the evil spirit and pinned to a column. And actually identifies the evil spirit correctly, pointing out that it is in fact Keiji Mogami. At which point Minori's father Musashi tries to comfort Minori and tell her that he's there and that he'll help her through it, and that she just needs to stop. But he winds up getting stabbed at point blank range by her fist, so he winds up in the hospital after this. At which point Mob finally has enough and fully warmed up, decides to use his full power to try and exorcise Minori to get Keiji Mogami out of her body. And he fails miserably. He realizes that Minori and Mogami have slowly begun to merge, almost to the point where they are now the same person. And Mob realizes that in order to actually defeat Keiji Mogami, he has to go inside Minori and deal with her that way. So he asks Dimple to watch his body while he uses astral projection to go inside Minori and deal with Mogami from the inside out. And sure enough, it works. Mob is able to sneak attack into Mogami's mindscape, while Dimple holds his own on the outside worlds to protect Mob. So yeah, after a while, Mob meets with Mogami, and the two have a bit of a philosophical discussion. So Mogami and Mob kind of come from two opposite ends of the same spectrum. Whereas Mob tries to use positive emotions to fuel his powers, Mogami uses negative emotions to fuel his. So they're kind of polar opposites in that respect. But anyway, it seems at first to be a one-sided battle, as Mob is able to effortlessly outmaneuver Mogami's attacks and incapacitate him. But then Mogami does a flip of the reverse, pointing out that he was just testing to see what kind of powers Mob had before disabling Mob's powers in the mindscape, and also offers to show him his world from a different perspective. And sure enough, pulls an It's a Wonderful Life and traps him in a world where he has no psychic powers inside his own mind. So yeah, and that's what the next episode is going to be. Mob learning about this new world and what it means not to have psychic powers, and see how much different he winds up being. So yeah, Mogami is powerful. Keiji Mogami is by far one of the more powerful spirits that Mob has faced, and that's no accident. Mogami has been building up evil spirits inside himself for years, and when he finally died, he became a very powerful, vengeful evil spirit. So yeah, it's no surprise that Mob is having a bit of trouble exorcising him. As it stated, even Mob wasn't entirely able to exorcise him, even at almost full power. So yeah, it's quickly becoming apparent that Mob may have some trouble here. And even worse without his psychic powers, because now he has no way to defend himself from all the different things that Mogami is going to do to him now that he's trapped within Mogami's mind. So, yeah, this episode is part of a two-parter, but it is going to be an interesting second half to the two-parter, because now Mob is trapped in a world without his psychic powers, and he has to fend off all the bullies without using his psychic powers, which he no longer has. So, yeah, if you guys have seen this episode of Mob Psycho 100, what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks that are my way saying thanks. So be sure to check those out in the description below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!